And I'm back. Welcome back to Mellobotstudio. I'm having way too much fun in here, man. I'm gonna leave that delay on the whole time. No, I won't do that to you, but listen. Today I'm not going to be doing a bunch of camera angles and stuff like that. We're not even going to be mixing today. Today, I want to talk about Reaper for a minute. Reaper, guys. What? Reaper! That's what I said. Okay, I'm done. For now. Anyway, Reaper, probably one of the best dolls on the planet. Now, before I get into this, I want to give you just real quick history of me and dolls, right? So that way you don't think it's my first day and you're like, yeah, of course you like Reaper because you don't know shit about dolls. Well, let's just go into this for a second and see. My first doll was Acid Pro. Believe it or not. Yeah, this is what it looked like. Acid Pro 4. This is what I had. What I loved about it was this right here. It had surround sound way back in the day before surround sound was a big deal. You know? 5.1, homie. Or maybe it was just, 5.1. Or I think just 5 maybe. I can't remember. But the funny thing was I was mixing it in there without having any kind of, any idea of what I was doing really. And I used SoundForge and stuff like that. Anyway, that's what it looked like. Then I moved on to Cubase 6.5. I actually got Cubase 5, but was able to upgrade to 6 and then 6.5. Back in the day when you would buy a DAW and it didn't come with a bunch of bugs. I'll make sure I'm looking at the right thing here. It didn't come with a bunch of bugs, right? Immediately. It didn't have any. They had to have actual DAWs. This is what I miss about DAWs, right? Back in the day, right? There wasn't subscription program. Now they have these subscription programs. So what they do is they depend on the customer to be their test subjects, their beta testers, and then they'll put out a product. And then, okay, guys, like a month later, you'll see on the forums, you know, I used to have Studio One. You'll see on the forums, oh man, give it a couple weeks and they should have it fixed. A couple weeks, dude? Is this supposed to be a professional thing or what? A couple weeks and they'll have all the bugs fixed? Forget it. I'm not completely done, obviously. But it used to be where you'd buy a DAW and it worked, right? They had to get all the bugs fixed and all that stuff and have other people, you know, the beta testers would be the people that work for them or something, right? Now we pay to be their beta testers. Weird. Anyway, let's go back over here. Done ranting about that, I guess. So, yeah, this is what it looked like. This is also what it looked like, right? The version I had didn't have this 1176. I don't know where that must have come in 7 or something. Yeah, I think it says 7 up there. All right. So I had different interfaces. I started off with it was a Behringer U control, and it had a RCA in and an RCA out and a headphone output. And the headphone output had a dial where you could work the headphones. And I usually used headphones. And then I also had ended up buying a Mackie VLZ 16. Of course, we all had that mixer back in the day. And a Zoom R24. Excellent. Let's go over here, actually. I want to look that up. I should have looked it up already. Zoom R24, right? Should have had this ready. Sorry about that. We may not even be looking at it. We're not. Now we are. Well, kind of. Anyway, Zoom R24. Whoops. I guess I didn't type in the R, so it didn't give me R24. Here it is. Sorry about that, folks. I should have had that ready for you. Okay, let's see if we can view file. There it is. Dude, this is an awesome interface. If you can get your hands on one, 8 inputs. It's got 2 microphones right here if you just want to sit down and just start jamming. It's got drum pads. It's got a jog wheel. Holy crap. What? That's what I missed when I got rid of it, is the jog wheel. I used to use that extensively. It's got the transport controls, gain. I think everything has I think all these have phantom power. Now the first, 3 through 8 have phantom power. The other 2 don't. And then you have your, these 2 down here are extra microphones. Anyway, so I had that, right? And then I moved to still on Cubase, so it all worked together. Then I moved to analog. I had two Motu 24 IO, so I had 48 inputs and outputs. This was my console. It had 32 channels, but it had small faders too. This was the effects over here, but I use some of the small faders for effects as well. You can see some of the small faders right there. And the RNC, real nice compressor. This was the two Alesis Nanoverbs I had as my reverbs on my, and then I used the distortion pedal over here, the old school Daddy-O, the big $80 brick. This was my Mackie Big Knob, right? I had a 8-channel tape machine, little tape machine, 1/4 inch. Used this right here, this Behringer thing. I missed that too, for controlling the in-the-box effects, right? There's this. This was actually a saturation, I think it was called a tube caster, right? I made it stereo, and I added that as saturation that I could have on each channel. Yeah, here's that I had set up. You can see I set up everything like compressor, EQ. There was a gate up here somewhere. This was an older iteration of that. Yeah, here it is. I had a compressor on every channel because it come with EQs, but it didn't come with a compressor like a SSL. So I went and bought these. I still have them. I have like 30 freaking compressors in here with me right now that I don't use. Why don't I use them? Because after this, I found this. The Studio Live. You can see it in my other videos. I'm not going to go into that. The Studio Live 32S. And then I actually waited for the DAW control to work. And then which is right up here, the DAW button. And then I got Studio One and this. And let me see. Here's my drum setup. There was my, I use 58s on everything. This is a 565 SD, same as a 58. 58's amazing, amazing. I even had two 58s above it on ORTF, right, set up. Now, we'll say ORTF, if you're recording live drums, is an amazing setup. Let's see, Butch Vig uses it, but his drums are garbage. Get it? Get it? but never mind that. His drums are garbage. That's a good one, actually. You can have it. I don't mind. But now, folks, what do I use? Now I use Reaper. As you've seen in the other videos, this is my Reaper template, some of it, right? I'll go over the template. If you want me to do a video on my template, I'll do that. This is a theme. They have a theme adjuster in version 7 where you can make your own themes. This is what I love. This is the whole reason I'm making this video. What I love about Reaper. Let's get to it, right? Let's get to the grit, yo. Why do I love Reaper? Well, I'll tell you. I'm here to tell you that. First of all, I came from Studio One. I didn't show you Studio One. You know what that looks like. You know what Studio One is. Studio One was a nightmare, a complete nightmare. It took me forever to get the console, the Studio Live hooked up to it. It literally forever. Things would freeze up. I couldn't use 2 monitors or it would freeze up. I used any of their free plugins that they had, third-party plugins that came with their suite, their mixing suite. It would freeze up. The board would freeze up. It froze me out of 2 templates I was making and 3 different sessions where I had to redo the entire session. It would not let me in there to do anything and use the board. Complete disaster. I was upset. I was about to sell it and get an X32, which is what I should have done in the first place. But whatever. I love the board now, especially now that I'm using it with Reaper. It's amazing. It works great with Reaper. This is and that was on version 5. That was before Fender bought them. So then version 6 came out. Oh, cool. I'm going to upgrade. Well, that was a nightmare. I had to go back to different versions, older versions of Universal Control. Anyway, it was a nightmare. I don't want to go into it. My chest starts beating fast. I can start getting a little anxiety over it. Don't want to really remember those times. Anyway, it was bad. Here's the thing. I go to hook up my Studio Live with Reaper, and I'm going through the tutorials and everything. I'll show you all that stuff in a minute, but I go to hook it up, and I'm confused because everything works seamlessly. It even kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, wait, it's hooked up? It's already just working like it's supposed to be. Wow. So yeah, it worked flawless. It's worked flawlessly. I hooked it up and everything works. I love it. It works amazing with it. Now, this is why I love Reaper. Not only because of that, because it's been nonstop, just like a breath of fresh air. First of all, I gained 60 gigabytes of hard drive space when I deleted Studio One and moved over to Reaper. You can put Reaper on a thumb drive, take it to your buddy's house and use it. It's awesome. Take it anywhere with you. Carry it around your neck or in your pocket, right? You could take it anywhere. It's absolutely awesome. I gained 60 gigabytes of hard drive space. I love it for that reason. It's very small and light on your computer. For some reason with Studio One, I called it compression without consent. I never could get a good mix. If you go to the forum, you can hear nobody can get a good mix. I mean, even their Joe Gilder fella, he never put out a good mix. Nobody could. Have you ever heard a pro mix from Studio One? No, I've heard a lot of people talk about pro mixes, but I've never heard of a pro mix come from Studio One. Whatever. If you got a pro mix, let me know. Shoot me a link. I'll go check it out. I'll just tell you how pro I think it is. Even though my mixes aren't pro, whatever happened when I switched to Reaper, it's like it opened up. Whoa, this is what it's supposed to sound like? Whoa. It was awesome. Now let's go over here and let me show you a few other reasons why I like Reaper. Okay. Let me see here. Let me get over to where we're going, right? Here's the Reaper website. Okay. What the heck? Reaper website. Here's another. They're constantly updating it. I've only got version 7. They're on 7.74 now. No bugs, nothing like that. Every time a new version of Studio One came out, I mean the last one, the Fender version, they posted two or three pages full of bugs. That's when I left. Bugs that they fixed like a month later. It took them a month to fix, and they were proud of it. Yeah, we fixed all these bugs. We shouldn't have that many to begin with. Let's go over here to the purchase options. Holy cow, what does this say? $60 for a license. What? I paid more for that for Cubase 5. It was like $300 or $400, right? $225 for a commercial license. You can look into that. Most people are only going to use this $60 license. And it's got a 60-day trial before that. And then, you can extend it if you want, if you need to use it longer and figure out if you like it. But come on, just buy it, dude. It's $60. It's got everything you need, a user guide. They've got forums. They got videos. Let's talk about these videos, right? Not only on here. Look, everything you need to get started over on their video page. But let's just go over to, they got a forum. Everything you need to, I am human. Oh, yeah. Everything you need to know on their forum. They've got themes that you can download. You can use any theme. Here's the thing I did, right? I remembered, oh yeah, I loved Cubase. So I downloaded pretty much all kinds of different themes. They got a theme that looks like Focusrite consoles. They get pretty much any console that's out there. They've got a theme that looks like that. Analog theme. If you like Luna, right, you'll like that. They probably have a theme for Luna. They have a theme for Logic. Fruity Loops, or FL Studio, whatever you want to call it. Fruity Loops. I still call it Fruity Loops. They've got a Logic, Cakewalk, Cubase. They've got tons of them. Multiple ones for different versions of Cubase, different versions of Logic, different versions of everything except Studio One, weirdly enough. Nobody cared about that. Wanted a theme for that one. I'm still a little bitter, guys. Just a little bit bitter. Okay, look. They've got themes for anything you want. Any kind of theme. They got tons of themes. Tons of themes. You can pick one or you can make one. I ended up making my own because my eyes aren't what they used to be, so I had to make things a little bit bigger for myself. Anyway, they've got the themes. Let's go back. What else do they have? Dude, they got Reaper Mania. This is Kenny. Well, this isn't Kenny. This is Kenny's avatar. He's in some of his older videos, right, in the beginning. But this is Kenny, right? Look, Kenny, Reaper Mania. He has any kind of video for anything you want to do. Even editing video. My videos, I edit them in Reaper. What other DAW does that? Now, it doesn't have the best rendering options for a PC, but whatever. It's still good. Anyway, this is just one of the channels, right? There's Reaper Blog. Reaper Blog's good. Then there's Reaper Tips. This dude made his own theme. He has a theme. I don't know if it's for sale or you can just get it. He's got all kinds of tips. That's just the tutorial videos. Tutorials for anything you want to do in Reaper, including the video. If you want to edit video, this one's not going to be edited because it's just OBS, right? I didn't have to do multiple camera angles like my other videos, but I edit them in Reaper, right? Gave it a shot. You can comp your video in lanes, like when you're comping, like you comp drums or vocals or whatever. You can comp your videos in lanes, and it runs my lane videos in lanes, and it runs really smoothly across there. It's actually very satisfying, very easy to do, cuts down on a lot of time. They start upping their render options, man. Give us a little bit better quality. Dude, I'm in it to win it for good. All right, so there is that. Now there's the forums, right? All over, everywhere. Facebook. I'm a part of the Facebook forums, right? You have a question in there, you got 30 people jumping on there to help you out at any time. You question. They got all kinds of different forums. Reaper DAW users. They have Reaper Mania forum over there. That's the one I like because Kenny will answer your questions sometimes too. And they'll shoot you a video. They're just there to help, man. That's one thing I didn't like about the forum because I subscribed to the Studio One thing. And dude, it was nonstop just jerks over there. It's a bunch of people. There's only like 5 or 6 dudes that hang out over there on the Studio One forum. And they just are constantly, you better ask the right question, buddy. Because if you ask it wrong, they're going to first correct you. Even the guy that works there, he's the worst. They're going to correct you first of all. Oh, you didn't ask the question just right. Well, dude, I just need some help. You didn't ask the question right, first of all. If you say anything bad about your experience, dude, they just start dogging on you, just picking on you, basically telling you, no, you're wrong. It works great for me. Well, you work for the company, hopefully. It works great for you, but whatever. They just treat you like shit. Over on the other forums, I've never experienced this. On the Reaper forums, dude, it's nonstop help. You ask a question, they don't laugh at you for asking a stupid question. They just try to help you. It's amazing. It's totally night and day. I was like, what? You know, and I'll be honest with you. I thought Reaper was not a great decision at first. You know, I thought, man, because I got an amp years ago and I got a disc Reaper with it. I was like, man, is this a free DAW? What the heck? You know what I mean? Then you see some of their plugins and you're like, yeah, let's just go over here for a second. Some of their plugins actually look like, let me pull one up, see if I can find one here. Yeah, let's just pull this one up. Yeah, REAPER, right? A lot of their plugins look like the old plugins I used. Here's the nonlinear. Yeah, look like a lot of the plugins that I used with Acid Pro. This is what they look like. This is the reason, though. They sound amazing. They work great. This is the reason, though, that it's so light on your computer, that because it doesn't worry about GUI that much. So, anyway, I love Reaper. Everything sounds good. They have multiple. If they don't have the plugin that you want, that you need, well, they have all kinds of people who have written scripts for it, who've written plugins for it, different scripts for the plugins for video, for audio, for anything that you want. The people are awesome. The Reaper people, Reaper peeps, they're awesome. The forums are awesome. They're just genuinely good people who are here to help. And the Reaper crew is just the best crew, man. It's such a breath of fresh air to be around people that actually want to help and don't want to treat you like an idiot because you have a question, right? It's just night and day, right? Maybe they're mad over at Studio One because all their mixes sound like shit. I don't know. I don't know, but I do know, right? Either way, they blow smoke up each other's butts about their mixes, and it's like, dude, this sounds like total junk. Anyway, I'm not one to judge, or maybe I am because I have ears. I have ears to hear. Reaper, guys, check it out. I love Reaper. Reaper is probably the best thing to happen since Cubase. I loved Cubase, right? The only reason I left because it was kind of outdated with my computer. I didn't want to spend $600-800 for a new version, so I went to Studio One subscription. Mistake. Then I found Reaper, and I'm never going to change. Never going to change. Just going to maybe not even update. I don't need an update, right? What do I need to update for? It works for me. I'm an analog person. I like to record in analog. Hey, well, digital analog, whatever, works for me. Anyway, you might love Reaper. I don't know if I forgot to cover anything, but if I did, you can find it on the internet. Somebody's covering it somewhere. Reaper is my favorite DAW in the world. I'm not going to claim it's the best DAW. We all know the best DAW is the DAW that works for you. Yeah, whatever. Reaper is the best DAW for me. All right, y'all have a wonderful day. All right then.